Bet that Ruth Bassar is a good boss. Never seen her humiliate a single corporate mascot.
Any news from the field? Any further progress? Well, excellent. Good show. I'll rest a bit easier tonight. Not as blissfully oblivious to our struggles as others here, mind you, but better. Anyhow, here's your reward. Pleasure doing business with you.
It's not the worst unless it's sport work.
Live, love, laugh,
Purchase and consume with Andy's choice.
We took what nature heedlessly assembled and vastly rebettered it through artificial means. At Auntie's choice, we strive to be 110% wholly plus artificial. Artificiality is our guiding principle, and enjoy an artificially enhanced through the conspicuous consumption of
Don't wait for a line to form in front of you. Availability is severely limited. Let this be the first courageous leap you make into a fresh, pioneering new career.
Live a life that's sweeter with Auntie's choice. Item, business.
It's high time one of you scientist types responded to my calling cards. The position's been open for more than 2 days, and already productivity is tanked by 149.4%. You want the role, it's yours, but I'm not budging on those hourly rates.
Let me guess. You're backfilling Rasmussen's position? Or all the scientists who work with him on Cloister lying cold on the lab floor?
Both, obviously. Unless you mean to tell me a graft like yours can install itself. Now, do you want the job or not? We're burning Starlight. Decent? I'll have you know that profits were forecast to be in the billions in my assessment last quarter.
That's not what we're talking about. Look, we found your lab on Cloister. A friend of mine who succumbed to his graft sent me there to put an end to your work. It was damn troubling. But after speaking with your doc, I came to see that the program's got much potential. If we shift focus, reform our work, grafts could better the lives for all folk. Rasmussen's now with Doc Tinsley in Fairfield, and they're ready to restart this work if we can get your agreement. No more killing, much more progress. What do you say?
I see someone failed out of the anti-Cleo School of Persuasion. Why would I ever pursue something so dull as reform? How does it serve me?
There are so many reasons to shop for Auntie's Choice products. We have a wide range of goods for every budget.
Troopers are getting maimed in battle, and many civvies are getting sick from lack of food, clean water. Folk feel helpless. Grafts could treat all that. Some creatures can regrow limbs and safely consume tainted goods. If we give folk those same abilities, they won't have anything to fear. They can heal from all the wars done to them.
Ah, I see now. With grafts, our employees can get back to work faster and for longer hours. You might have led with that. It's brilliant. But there is one small fly in the soup. Who exactly are you to dictate to me what we should be doing? I did not even know your name before you stepped through this door.
When I joined up in Tau Ceti, I was promised that if I proved myself, demonstrated exceptionalism, the moment would come where I could make a pitch for my own future. I ensured the safety of the delegates at the peace talks. I helped hunt down the fiend who destroyed our base on Golden Ridge. So yeah, I'd say the moment I'm owed has arrived.
Fine. Perhaps there is an opportunity here to expand our user base. But we can only pursue such a thing if we secure the funding. I could approach my business partner to this end, but I will require proof that this little reformation of yours is a viable investment. As such, you need to prove that a grafted trooper can achieve what the average one cannot.
You say that as though you have something in mind.
I do. The commander of our fortified position on Praetor has been chomping at the bit for a show of force. To rally the troops in our market share, so to speak. He will have all the minute details, of course, but assisting him and demonstrating your prowess will give us the leverage we need. I could tell you possessed a modicum of business sense. Head to Praetor. I'll send a reporter with camera drones to meet you there and debrief with our ground forces.
Hold on. You didn't say anything about this being filmed.
Heroism is nothing without exciting footage and a talking head to sell it to the masses. So do make sure you put on a good show. Off you go, then.
Stimulants and nutrition supplements are up 11% quarter-over-quarter. Not too shabby, but that's small change compared.
Commander, I'm glad I managed to intercept you before we left. There's something of utmost importance I wish to discuss. Relax, Commander. You are not under my authority to judge. Though if you were, that phrase alone would have certainly seen you hauled off to mental refreshment. I received a message from a close friend of mine, Virgil. He was my co-protege under the Supreme Arbiter. His message claimed he had information relevant to the Supreme Arbiter's death. He wishes to meet with me at the Vox Relay on Paradise Island. You asked before, and I did not mention it, but with Virgil's message, I now must warn you. Our greatest suspect in the Supreme Arbiter's murder is the Protectorate's consul. Very good. I hope we shall see him at your earliest convenience. I feel this shall most certainly set our investigation into motion.
That reporter's gotta be...
I'm Orland Crawford, the outsourced but never outmatched wartime correspondent for the ACS Undisputed Claim. You must be the grafted soldier, here to show us all what you can do.
The name's Inez, and yes, Willard Conan sent me to help you with some sort of... I don't know what, exactly.
Now, let's not skip on introductions. Who is this you have with you?
With some exceptions, it seems.
The soldier and the wet blanket. Our audience needs thrills, not rules.
Vice President Conan said he was sending his best. So let's get on with it. Your mission is to infiltrate the Protectorate blockade to the north and capture it. Their defenses are too great to face head-on, so you'll want to sneak in through the back entrance. We've obtained the entry codes through great effort.
My camera drones will be filming the action from above, so do put on a good show. Blow up a few things, and use Inez's abilities to demonstrate the might of Auntie's choice. Yes?
They've detained several of our scouts. I'd like to see them returned. If you deliver this weapons cache to them and free them, they might offer some aid in the fight.
This is quite the opportunity. Normally, a POW might be written off as shrinkage, an unfortunate, unavoidable loss. But their rescue will be worth far more in publicity.
So what? If I hadn't come along, you all would have left those troopers to rot.
Our motto is to leave no man behind, unless it breaches our contract and promises financial penalties, which this does. Now, take these codes for the back door and go.
Once you infiltrate the blockade, neutralize our foes, and open the gates, our remaining troops will move in to secure the blockade for ourselves. Any questions? Well, seeing as a tunnel has been punched through by that drill of ours, you should be able to mosey your way around the mountain to the back entrance.
Or you could go through the Automech production facility north of here. But that's where the scout who brought us the codes lost his life. So proceed with caution, and a loaded gun.
Though I trust you may fare better than that poor sod did, I do look forward to seeing you take the fight to the Protectorate. It's about time Auntie gave him a good walloping. Ooh, and spare some time for me after you emerge victorious, won't you? What am I saying? Of course you will! Who wouldn't want to be interviewed for the wireless? Go on now!
Remember, collective cognitive compliance is a key part of our perfect society. When we comply together, we thrive together. Of every Protectorate subject to ensure they are operating at peak efficiency at all times. The paradigm requires it. That's why mental refreshment is...
Hey now,
let me know when you need a distraction. Hey, got a distraction for you. I'm the one you need to worry about.
It's over.
Don't let that thing...
Loading anew.
Hastening to cover. Sustain the system.
Ready to take the heat off you, Commander. Just say when.
Wherever are they? We are liquidate them. Shifting to a less exposed spot. Restoring the balance. Seeking cover.
need to waste it. On your command. Dumbass. You thought could hit the broadside of a freighter.
Here we are, about to kick the proverbial mantisaur nest. Hope you're ready for your close-up. Damn, of course they got a bunker map. We need to take it by surprise, without alerting the other troopers, come on.
Terminating this pursuance. The system
All subjects prosper under...
All it took was some light instruction. One assumes their intentions untoward. I feel field, Frog. You have my attention.
The paradigm reset.
Enemy overhead. Hastening to cover.
It is a privilege.
He dies with
It is a privilege.
He dies
It is a privilege.
I cease functioning selflessly, without complaint or groan.
Hastening to cover.
Giving chase.
For the history books. Let's open the gate for that reporter and the troops before these bodies get cold.
Over here! Let us out!
Fake law. I thought we'd be trapped in here forever.
Hey, tell me you've got a plan to deal with these guys.
On your feet, soldiers. You're free.
Hot damn! You're a real grafted trooper! Our crew at the border ain't gonna believe this. Sure wish I were authorized to hand out 3.7% discounts, because you just earned one, friend. Our hosts are still walking about, and it seems we're without our weapons. You ain't happen to bring any, did you? Oh, wonderful! Auntie always provides. Now, let's get out there and give those bastards the what for.
Seems suspect to me. Foreign agent!
We're here! Let's... Well, the blockade is certainly ours now, but that was hardly more impressive than any other raid in this law-forsaken colony. I'm afraid my drones didn't get what we needed them to.
That hasn't stopped you lot from spinning a story before. You said something about an interview earlier. Well, I'll answer your questions. You'll make me look good in return?
It's audio only, Trooper. And you're working with a true professional now. Let me work, huh? Relax. Be authentically you, though you'd be wise to throw in a tagline or two. Ready?
Well,
Great! Recording's already begun. I'm here, live at the scene with the fearsome grafted soldier Inez. It's a shame you cannot see this, dear listener, for it is impressive indeed. Inez, your destruction of those dastardly Protectorate troops was awe-inspiring. You must feel like the employee of the month, having brought such a decisive victory to Auntie's choice.
I'm just, doing my part. I joined up because I believed in our mission, to liberate Arcadia. Reckon my actions illustrate that more than anything I could ever say. Suppose I do know a thing or two about a pep talk. Given many in my time to troopers suffering injury or boredom.
How wonderful! I hadn't realized Inez here had initiated a recruitment campaign. Truly a lesson to us all. Dear audience, the voice you just heard is that of the soldier's close associate, an eyewitness to the battle and the marvelous carnage littering the land. You also freed some of our troopers from the Protectorate's fiendish grasp. One can only imagine the torture they suffered. Tell us about it. The rescue, in detail if you would.
Look, I did what anyone with an ounce of sense would do. Ain't gonna leave one of my own in such a state. And if I had it my way, I would have acted sooner.
Oh, my! So the reports were true. A limb can be replaced, yes, but to hear that they are now immune to the joy that Auntie brings is quite horrifying.
It's something, all right. They were, certainly malnourished and bored. Suppose things may have gotten worse with time.
In any case, those soldiers can finally return to their postings again. Now, I have a question about your abilities, Inez. What sets a trooper like you apart from the rest?
These graphs make me stronger. Good in a bind. I know I'm a bit of a curiosity. Ain't too many of us left. But there is so much good we can do with grafting, if we try. I got a plan, see? To start the grafting program up again. The research is promising, and with the right backing, it could be a product that can better the lives of everyone.
A fascinating idea. I think we'd all sleep soundly if we knew more of you were running amok on our behalf. Before we wrap, have you anything else of note to tell our undoubtedly enraptured audience?
I don't know about dominate, but we'll sure liberate it, just like we did Tau Ceti. Then on to the next system, I imagine.
Very good. Love the patriotism. This may be the morale boost folks need. And that's a wrap. You can go back to slouching or sneering or whatever else it is you do. I regularly forget that the common folk just aren't as effervescent as I am when in front of a microphone. Astonishingly well. Rest assured, our listeners will be glued to their radios for all the lurid details, and to hear more of my award-deserving reporting, naturally.
Well, that's a damn sight better than I was anticipating. Willard will have to make good on our deal now. Let's head back and speak with him.
You do that, and I will remain here, burdened by the drudgery of war. Farewell.
That was a song the Sovereign doesn't want you to hear. Oh, say, I hope no members of the Protectorate are listening. Wouldn't want anyone dreaming of a life of self-fulfillment and self-determination. Did I mention I ate a full box of Purple Berry Crunch to celebrate my big new promotion? Yep, life here's tough. Sure wish my leaders spent their time dictating my every move. Alrighty then, it's well past time for more merry melodies.
Shake a tough day that you wanna forget. Purple berry tequila. Make the most of what you are. Take a ride on that purple worm when you drink purple berry tequila.
Worship these, but because of the system's glorious efficacy.
When you drink purple berry tequila.
Say, looking for big fruity flavor and... Plausible deniability for your own whereabouts? Then take a ride on the purple bread worm with purple berry tequila.
Nature heedlessly assembled and vastly rebettered it. Artificial means at his choice
Ah, so the conquering heroes have returned from the blockade. But perhaps heroes is too strong a term, considering the proof of your heroics is sorely lacking. The footage showing the taking of the blockade is near unusable. Oh, where are my manners? Commander, Inez, meet our new benefactor. This is the business partner I spoke to you about, and she has graciously agreed to fund our new venture.
Yes, we've met. Now, let's not get overly ahead of ourselves. Putting on a show is 40% of the battle. The remaining 60% is messaging.
Well, I'd say these two certainly made our correspondence job easier. Only Auntie herself could have done a finer job at providing sound bites.
Let's try not to exaggerate. It was a fine showing. Now, with her as the face of the brand, you might really have something.
Look, I know I ain't exactly the profile of a business partner, but I know medicine, and I know the potential of grafts more than anyone. You'll not find my experience anywhere.
Perhaps so, but unfortunately I can't be expected to simply take your word for it. You know how it is. Low-level workers have a certain flair for lying and grifting, whilst concurrently exaggerating all accomplishments and ills.
But we can trust your word as her current supervisor. What sort of performance review might you give this associate?
Thanks. That's a reasonable endorsement. Wouldn't fit in the one-line write-in space for her quarterly appraisal, but I suppose you couldn't know.
So we have a deal then? I admit that the raid and the interview may not have gone as swimmingly as I would have liked, but there is something there.
Suppose I can make good on the funding after all. We'll see in time where this arrangement leaves us. In any case, good day.
So that's it. We're clear to restart the grafting program. And you'll abide by my demands. No more senseless killing. No more hurting folk?
Of course not. Unless said folk agree to it. Yes, we are at an agreement. Consider this a bonus for your efforts. When the time is right, I will reach out to you for further planning. You have been instrumental, soldier. Inez, well done indeed. Afraid not. Farewell.
musical, the all-seeing dramatization of Auntie's inspirational origins.
The other day, I stumbled into the right wrong range on the ACS Undisputed Claim. And who did I see riding with me? The self-made market legend herself. Paragon of do-it-yourself. Slayer of unlucrative bureaucracy. Highest rung, ranking meritocracy. I saw my opportunity and I took it. I said, Auntie, a moment of your time. Have you any tips for a bottom runger who's lost on the climb? See, I tried my best to urge her.
That goes out to the dedicated employees of the Aggressive Acquisitions Department.
Have time for a chat, Commander?
Brave soldiers fighting on behalf
Willard,
of individual...
Vice President Conan, sent me a message just now about how the investment meeting went. Seems he showed off the footage from the blockade, interview and all, and they all agreed to fund the grafting program and start it up again in earnest. I think we actually pulled this off, Commander. They even thought to bring me into middle management for the program. Can you believe it? After you and I finish what we set out to do for Arcadia, of course. I'd say closing these rifts take priority over a career change. I'm realizing now that I never really imagined something like this was possible after ending my contract like that. Never thought I'd be at the forefront of a military campaign. Never thought I'd be able to change much about Auntie's choice, let alone that I'd want to. But here I am. Reckon you could say I proved myself after all. Thank you, Commander, for everything. Anyhow, that's enough sorting my thoughts for the moment. We got a galaxy to save.
Arbiter Rao has been admitted to the ship. This unit will proceed with a Protectorate Welcome Protocol, which may include burning, prodding, and/or light electrical shocks. Agent Ibarra refers to this as somatic tolerance testing and really funny.
Free Arcadia for music, entertainment, and the latest from the front lines. Sponsored by Auntie's Choice, improving lives through unfettered free trade and unbridled self-betterment. To Wireless Free Arcadia for music, entertainment, and the latest from the front lines. Sponsored by Auntie's Choice, improving lives through unfettered free trade and unbridled self-betterment.
Valued underlings, your Anti-Cleo needs to spark some combustion under a few listless posteriors. Listen in dreadful anticipation to my latest demotions report, starting with Aster Bisquich, senior copywriter in invasive marketing, whose sloganeering was a bit too Tau-Ceti for the vibrant Arcadian market. You've gone stale, Aster. We can't exactly skip drive you back home, so you're demoted to Assistant VP of Vending Stock. Let's see if you can keep the Sprat crisps fresher than your advertising copy. Next, Russell Crocker in Morale Management. Dress codes for everyone's benefit, Russ. No shoes, no smock, no whole-side office with an Elysium view. Wear something nice and solvent-proof for your new role as Executive Drainage Manager in Recreant Reclamations and Artificial Additives. Remember, dress for the job you have, Russ. And just to show there's no position too microscopic for Auntie's management, I'd like to highlight Assistant Waste Disposal Officer Potter Flanderbilt for a job not well done. The only airlocks fit for trash disposal are those far from my office. Hundreds of you like a constellation of sisters. Now you're the assistant to the assistant. And that's enough negative reinforcement for now. Until next time, everybody do your jobs like your CEO is watching over your shoulder. Because... Bye now.
Now, on to other things. This is one of my favorites, though admittedly I'm far from discerning.
Kick workers into gear. Auntie asked for a new stem that keeps my Christmas clear. Their subjects worked all day, but they shit out all their gray. Resenting lift off laxative, hooray. Accidents happen, it's part of the job. Hats off to block workers who lose parts on the job. Progress costs an arm, a leg, sometimes even more. But that's what your auto dog discounts for. Or accidents happen, it's part of the job. Hats off to our workers who lose parts on the job. Management regrets your loss, but hey, that's a win. Sometimes getting ahead means giving up a limb. Sometimes getting ahead means giving up a limb. Sometimes getting ahead means giving up a limb.
Now, a catchy pitch for Auntie's products you simply can't live without.
Auntie's Choice Chum Bar is a delicious new food-adjacent snack from the maker of meaty roll-ups and Spectrum leavings.
The Chum Bar is made from the finest coagulated slurry of both animal and vegetable byproducts.
including but not limited to boar's entrails, sprat organs, salt tuna skin, nanner peels, and tobacco husks for the perfect combination of crunchy and chewy.
Try it today.
And buy an extra bar to share with a chum.
Thank you so much for tuning in to the one wireless station in Arcadia that doesn't tell you what to think, only what to buy.
Crab witch. A sandwich made from crab will make some mighty fine treat. Crab witch. It's the sandwich you want to eat. A crabble sandwich is so easy to eat, but only once our chemistricians process the meat to turn a bottom feeder into instant lunch. It's quite the branding feat. So grab a crab because it can't be beat. Best of all, this tasty flesh is deemed safe to eat. Crabble can be more than just a solvent-based glue. Now it's good for me and you. Crab witch. A sandwich made with crab makes a mighty fine treat. Crab witch. It can't be beat. Best of all, this tasty flesh is deemed safe to eat. Crabble can be more than just a solvent-based glue. Now it's good for me and you. Crab witch. A sandwich made with crabble makes a mighty fine treat. Crab witch. It's the sandwich you want to eat. Crabble doesn't have to be a threat to consume, but eat it before we treat it and you'll end up dead soon. Don't try to make your own crabble repast. Trust me when I say that it'll be your last. So leave for crabble to your favorite aunt. It's better once it's passed through her industrial plant. Wild crabble's fine for a lubricant. If you heard you can't eat 'em, yes, it's true you can't. Crab witch, consume at your own risk. Crab witch, it tastes almost decent. Crab witch, it's the sandwich you want to eat. She's just the best choice. It's Auntie's choice.
Amplified across the rings of Elysium, from the boardroom to the bottom rung, this is Wireless Free Arcadia, official frequency of Auntie's Choice.
Greetings to our Order of the Ascendant listeners. We here at Auntie's Choice have the same sensibilities as you in the Order, and we wish for you to join forces with us. We all want what's best, and we aren't satisfied by what nature has produced. We can do better. Let's do better together.
Okay, back to business. I consider this song a real standout number. Assuming you you have taste, you surely will as well.
The following is a special selection from Auntie the Music, the all-singing dramatization of Auntie's inspirational origins.
The other day, I stumbled into the wrong list on the ACS. And who did I see running with me? The Paragon of Do-It-Yourself, slayer of unlucrative bureaucracy, highest rung on our great new meritocracy. I saw my opportunity and I took it. I said, Auntie, a moment of your time. Have you any tips for a bottom runner who's lost on the climb? I tried my best to urge her because I rose before the merger. So all's full of confident guy asked her, how do I find success?
Give the order and I'll take care of him, Commander. I'm the one who needs the world. But I'm not ready.
Someone call for a medic. Happy to help. Discreetly. Makes you under 10%. Everything you ever heard.
Think I spy a cultist encampment ahead. What do you say, Commander? Time for a little target practice?
We got a revolutionary corporate. Armed and ready.
Looking a few quarts low, Commander.
On the way. To the rescue.
Make them do what we say.
Time to earn my commission.
I saw time for one more lesson. So I thought it was I suppose I can outdo or outthink the bastards. She said.
If all else fails, kill the bastards. They're playing checkers. You're playing checkers. They think you'll retreat, but that's when you press. The game is cutthroat, so be a cutthroat.